No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the bliss out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance. Let's all stand for our morning song. Remember why we're here. How about a hand for our music team? Way to go, guys. Heather, Lily, Nick.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity Renaissance on what is becoming a little bit better weather out there day. It's wonderful to spend part of our Sunday together, and happy Mother's Day to all of you, to all who are mothers, and to all who have mothers. That's all of you. We're just really feeling that spirit of the divine feminine today and offering it up in all sorts of ways in the service today. So I'm so happy that you're here to share in that. Well, Unity is positive, practical, progressive Christianity. We follow the teachings and the example of our way shower, Jesus, in seeking to more fully love ourselves, love God, and love one another. From that beautiful consciousness of love here at Unity, we honor all paths to God, all names for God, and all expressions of God. And each and every one of you beautiful souls is an expression of God. How cool is that? And each of you watching at home today, you are an expression of we know that when we realize that about ourselves, when we realize we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we tune into that divine light within us, and then we behold it in one another, that beautiful light just grows and grows, and it shines out ever more brightly to light up the world. Our vision at Unity Renaissance is, together, a spiritually awakened world, living in peace, love, and joy. And we are manifesting that vision through our mission, which is, together, we transform lives that transform the world. Let's begin our time of transformation this morning in prayer. I invite you to close your eyes and we breathe in deeply. Release and let go. Feeling this beautiful sense of connection with one another and with spirit in this moment. Feeling our connection with those who are watching online today and our extended community and out into the world. Sweet Spirit, we're so grateful, particularly on this day, for the divine feminine, for the mothers who gave us life, for those of us who are mothers, the joy and honor of being mothers. We celebrate it all today, and we do so with such gratitude, knowing that mothers are one of the finest ways in which God shows up in this world. And for all of this, we are so grateful. Thank you, God, and so it is.
We're going to sing about the Divine Mother and the Divine Father this morning. We're going to stand up and we're going to create a choir. It's a beautiful song by Michael Stillwater. All right, we're going to sing the first part, then we'll sing the second part, and ask you all to pick a part.
With
neighbors with a bow, a handshake, or a hug. Together, the divine in me greets the divine in you, and we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God.
We so love our music team. Would you believe that they had us sounding like a tabernacle choir? I mean, it was so good. Good morning. My name is Star Janecki, and it's my pleasure to be your platform host this morning. And our focus today is motherly love, our words for today. Would you please join together as we repeat our affirmation? I give thanks for the motherly love of God in all its human expressions. Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore has been called the Mother of Unity. Myrtle wrote, "It is my great joy to perceive somewhat of the mother side of God. That's the divine love that never fails." In prayer, I bless all who have played a mother role in my life, not just the mother that gave me birth with love. I bless everyone, male or female, who has shared with me the divine love that never fails. Everyone who has nurtured me, who has encouraged me by believing in my potential for good, has blessed me with the motherly love of God. Just as I have received, I give love in return, sharing comfort and understanding. I am grateful to be an expression of motherly love. Today's reading is based on Isaiah chapter 66, verse 13. As a mother comforts her child, so I will comfort you. You shall be comforted in Jerusalem. After this service, we normally have prayer chaplains available to pray with you in the chapel. And since they are all on retreat this weekend, we are going to give you a special treat to meet with our licensed Unity teacher in the chapel. And since I don't see Cindy Mills, I think that's where she must be. So, okay, I was going to ask her to stand, but now we will all stand for the Lord's Prayer.
Supply
into temptation, to deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
So this song that I'm about to sing it's not something that Richard asked me to sing. This is something I've been asking him for like almost a month since the Palooza in Florida came out that I've been asking to sing. When I watched it live here at the Palooza, I fell in love with the song. Like, I just love this song. I can't imagine how much I love the song. And as soon as Mr. Richard came back, I was like, when can I sing this song? Like, I want to sing this song. And he was like, oh, we can do it Mother's Day. And I was like, outstanding. I love that. So I've been waiting so long to sing this song. So I'm so happy I could. Little one, in my arms, I will keep you safe from harm. Sweet dreamer, how you glow as I rock you soft and slow. You shine so bright like the morning sun. You share your light with everyone. Gentle hands open wide, honest eyes with nothing to hide. Fearless heart beating strong, learning how to sing your song. You shine so bright like the morning sun. You share your light with everyone, and I'm gonna love you through it all. Watch you fly and watch you fall, help you learn, help you grow. Want to learn and rock you slow. I'm gonna love you through it all. Watch you fly and watch you fall, help you learn, help you grow. Rock you soft and rock you slow. Little one, in my arms, I will keep you safe from harm. Sweet dreamer, how you glow as I rock you soft and slow. You shine your bright like the morning sun. You share your light with everyone, and I'm gonna love you through it all. Watch you fly and watch you fall, help you learn, help you grow. Rock you soft and rock you slow. I'm gonna love you through it all. Watch you fly and watch you fall, help you learn, help you grow. rock you soft and rock you slow. I'm gonna love you through it all. Watch you fly and watch you fall. Help you learn, help you grow. Rock you soft and rock you slow. I'm gonna love you.
Please stop.
One of the most striking differences between the Old Testament and the New Testament is the way in which God is portrayed. Now, to be sure, in both sets of scriptures, there are descriptions of God's masculine and feminine qualities. For example, in Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, it says, God created humankind in his image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Now think about that for a moment. If God created females in his image, he must have had some pretty serious feminine energy going on there, right? Nevertheless, the overall portrait of God that emerges in the Hebrew Bible is masculine and not in a good way. The God of the Old Testament is harsh and judgmental and demanding and punishing, honestly not particularly likable. But the point was not to like God. The point was to fear God and to keep God happy. Well, with Jesus' teachings and eventually the New Testament, we got a different concept of God because Jesus talked about God in warm and personal terms. He said God was loving and wise and supportive and generous. So the God of Jesus was balanced and whole. And as we know in the Gospels in the New Testament, those that were included in the New Testament, Jesus frequently referred to God as Abba. Abba, which meant Papa. It was his way of conveying parental care and compassion and love. But interestingly enough, in the Gnostic Gospels, which were not included in the Bible canon, Jesus refers to God as Father, Mother God, as Abba, Amma, which would fit with the times in which he lived, because the Hebrew wisdom tradition at that time associated divine wisdom with Sophia. Sophia was the female personification of God. And it was said that Sophia was the first of God's creations. And after that, she paired up with God to create all that came after. And so this dual nature of masculine and feminine is reflected in Jesus' language, in his ministry, and in his own life. So in Luke 6:36, it says, Jesus says, "Be compassionate as God is compassionate." Well, interestingly, the word for compassion was linguistically linked to the Hebrew and Aramaic word for womb, W-O-M-B. And that word was often used to describe a mother's feelings for the children of her womb. And so Jesus, in particularly pointing out and putting emphasis on that as a primary characteristic of God, as being compassionate, was really saying that God is like a mother, that God is womb-like. Womb-like. Don't you love that? That God is life-giving, that God is a nurturing presence, that God, like a mother, is all about our self-development, our well-being, and our maturation. And so Mother God is that unconditionally loving, nurturing, supportive presence in which we are born, in which we grow, and in which we develop ever-unfolding levels of awareness. Well, one of the reasons Jesus invoked the divine feminine and embraced that in particular was to bring back into balance the very high level of patriarchy in his world at that time. We know enough about times back then to know it was pretty male and ruler dominated. So he was actually bringing that into balance. And the feminine was also integral to his ministry. You know, Jesus didn't just surround himself with male disciples. He also had around him holy women. His mother Mary, his partner and I believe his wife, Mary Magdalene, and her sister Martha, and Salome and many others, because Jesus loved and respected women, and he treated them as equals. And of course, in his own life, in his own personification, I think of Jesus as really epitomizing the balance of the masculine and feminine. Do you not think of him in both ways when you think about him and how he showed up in the world? Because on the one hand, he demonstrated great power and strength and will and determination and courage. But he also demonstrated great love and kindness and compassion and gentleness. What could be more tender than washing the feet of your disciples? What could be more caring than gathering the little children together? What could be more compassionate than feeding the hungry or healing the sick? And it is also said that Jesus was very kind to animals. In fact, were we to use a more modern day term to describe Jesus, I haven't heard this in a long time, but I remember hearing this a while back, we would have said he was a snag, a sensitive new age guy. Right? I mean, he had it together. And both he and the God he worshipped were whole expressions of both the masculine and the feminine. So what does this mean for us? It means that we have both of those in us as well. Made in the image and likeness of God, we have both the masculine and feminine in us. And because in unity we consider Jesus to be the Christ in the sense of being the full, most perfect expression of God and humankind, well, if the full expression of God and humankind is a perfect balance and wholeness around masculinity and femininity, then that too is how we are meant to be. That is what we are meant to grow into, each in our own way, balancing the masculine and the feminine. So we follow Jesus' example in that because he made it very clear that these qualities were intrinsic in every human being, and the only way to be fully empowered and strong and balanced was to embrace both of them. I also think Jesus was very strategic in knowing how and when to sort of dial up one divine aspect to bring his life and his world into better balance. And in our time today, as in Jesus' time, I believe it would be good for us to dial up the feminine. Do you agree? Yeah, bring up the feminine a little bit more. Mother God, active in you and me, is love and kindness and compassion, generosity, warmth, humility, flexibility, forgiveness. We could all use more of that in our lives today, couldn't we? And certainly in our world. And so we are called to figure out how to dial up the feminine in our own lives and in our own expression of God. And one way to do that is simply to notice the divine feminine a little bit more. You know, we say in unity, what we appreciate appreciates. So we can actually start paying attention to the ways in which Mother God shows up, not just in women, not just in mothers, but in all of us. We can actually, I've actually been practicing this week, we can actually say when we notice an act of love or kindness or selflessness, that's Mother God showing up. That's Mother God showing up. Someone in the first service said about Jack, there you are, Jack Moriarty, Mother God was showing up in him today, held the umbrella for us and got us in the pouring rain. Way to go, Jack. Yeah. Certainly Mother God shows up in mothers. It also shows up in fathers. I really believe I spotted Mother God in Prince Harry this week when he showed his newborn son to the world, right? I mean, oh my gosh, have you ever seen such devotion and adoration? He's in love. And we also see Mother God expressing in all of us. We see it in nature, and we see it in the many angels who show up in our lives in just the right and perfect way at the right and perfect time to be of help and love and support to us. Lots of Mother God going on out there. We can appreciate that and thereby intensify that. Well, certainly on Mother's Day, we are most focused on how the divine feminine shows up in our mothers, our grandmothers, our stepmothers, our mother figures, those who have conveyed motherly love to us. And we really kind of hone into the heart connection there, don't we? And I know that on this day, we're all feeling that connection with our mothers, whether they're here present with us, on the other side of the country or world, or in the next world, because those bonds are forever. And certainly I'm missing my mother today. She passed away several years ago, and I really miss her. I just really miss her. And yet I do know that we are always connected, and that actually she lives in me, which is true for each of you. Your mother lives in you. But as I was thinking about motherhood and preparing for Mother's Day, I actually went in to I actually discovered the journals that I kept for my children when they were young, for the first few years of their lives. I don't think they even know these exist, but they do, Ben and Emily. And as I just started reading through them, right? And as I was reading through, a piece of paper, a couple sheets of paper, fell out. And I read it, and I had totally forgotten that I wrote this. I wrote this when my son Ben was 3, and my daughter Emily was just a little bit over 3 months. And it was just one of those times, exquisite times, when Mother God really showed up in my life in a big way. So let me share it with you. March 25th, 1988. Can you believe that? 31 years ago. It is a cold and rainy March day. We are going to UPS to mail some packages mid-morning. Just an average trip on an average day. But today, the car is quiet. No whining child, no crying infant, no blaring radio. Emily is sitting in the car seat in the front, which is where we put the car seats back then, wearing her little pink knit hat, curled back around her face, and her white cover-up. Underneath, she's still dressed in her blue blanket sleeper for the day. She has not yet been dressed. She looks so soft and beautiful. Her face is turned away from me. She gazes silently out the window. Her eyes are open wide, moving along with the passing scenery. And I wondered to myself, what's happening in that precious, unsteady little head? Who knows what she's thinking, what cells are developing, what she sees and understands, what ideas and energy are waiting to be unleashed. I can look at her and imagine her 20 years from now, looking with that same thoughtful gaze out the window of a car, a taxi, a bus. She'll be a young lady then, going forward to meet the world. My little girl, my Emily, all grown up. And in the back seat is Benjamin, dressed in his royal blue pea coat, bent over his booster seat, sucking his thumb intently and clutching his beloved blanket. He's looking out the window, watching the world go by. We pass a park, and he asks, "Is anyone playing basketball today?" No, I say, it's too cold and rainy. But someday, he will be the basketball player, leaping and running on long legs, a young man with a deep voice, out there with the others. And I'll be a cheering mom in the bleachers. My little boy, my Benjamin, all grown up. These are my children, my greatest gifts, my richest blessings, my ultimate fulfillment in life. And someday they'll grow up, and by golly, they have. This afternoon, Emily sits on the couch in her infant seat while Benjamin and I dance a slow dance in the living room to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. His little boy legs are wrapped around my waist, his arms around my neck, head resting on my shoulder. We turn softly again and again, dancing a magic dance. I kiss his baby soft hair. I love you, Benjamin. Emily watches with round eyes and face aglow. I love you, Emily. And for a moment, time stands still. For a moment, we are in perfect peace, the three of us as one. Ah, motherhood. Ah, God. Ah, Mother God. Today, as you celebrate your earthly mothers, wherever they may be, as you hold them in heart and mind, I invite you to also connect with Mother God within you, that divine feminine presence within you. Allow it to express through you more freely and lovingly out into the world. And if you find yourself, you're feeling a little bit out of balance these days, spend a little more time with Mother God. Get out there in nature. Spend time with people you love and notice how much you love them. Look around. Let love in and let love out. It's an amazing world, an amazing, beautiful world. Thank you, mothers. Thank you, Mother God. And with that, I've brought along a little gift for you today. It's actually a video. It's about 6 minutes long. I really love this. It shows the different stages of motherhood. And so we're going to take a moment to view that before our meditation.
No, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, does anybody know what they're doing when they have a baby at 3 weeks? You read books, you read apps, and then you get a baby and you're like, why did they let me walk out of the hospital with this?
Sometimes I feel like I know what I'm doing.
I worked as a nanny before I had children, so it definitely helped, but nothing can prepare you for twins.
At this point, I've got a few years under my belt, so I do feel a little bit more comfortable than I did when he was a baby.
As a mother of a 15-year-old, no, I do not know what I'm doing. It's a learning experience for me, but one that I'm enjoying most of the time.
Of course, I know what I was doing with him growing up, and right now he's away from home.
Sleep deprivation is probably the only thing that is hard right now.
To try to keep it interesting, actually, for her. She's at the age where she's starting to get bored by having the same things all the time or being shown the same things.
With twins, I have a limousine of a stroller. It takes me an hour to get out of the house in the morning. By the time I finish a diaper, I do a second diaper. By the time I finish a bath, I do it again. It's difficult. I know someday it will be rewarding. It may not feel it right now.
I didn't know how certain things would get a lot easier. I don't have to worry about these really basic caretaking issues. But a 5-year-old is really learning how to master their emotions, and one of the things that we work on a lot is talking about how our feelings shouldn't affect what we do in our lives.
Dealing with all the emotions that comes with being a teenager and trying to, make her happy and keep her grounded. And I want to keep her away from drugs and drinking. That's huge for me, especially the drugs. I tell her that every day.
That he was gonna have a lot of tattoos, earrings, and he was gonna be a DJ. My expectation, it was different, but that's the way he chose to have a career as a DJ. I respect that.
I cry at everything now. I cry looking at her, thinking how cute she is. I cry when she cries.
I've never really liked babies very much, and so I just assumed that this first year or so I would not be happy and not having a good time. I'm having a great time with her, and that surprised me.
I've had a difficult time from the beginning. It's not what I expected it to be. It's been nice to find other women who don't necessarily feel this overwhelming sense of love and oh my gosh, I'm a mother and doting and this and that, you know. It's taken time to get comfortable with it.
I didn't realize how much he'd be watching my every move. For example, why is mommy going on this business trip? Or why does mommy, I just finished fundraising for my company. Why is mommy raising money? What does it mean to raise money? And all of these very grown-up questions that are quite hard to explain, I think, to a 5-year-old.
Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. The fear of losing my 15-year-old. When she was 1, I couldn't wait for her to turn 2. When she was 2, I couldn't wait for her to turn 5, 10, 15. And now I'm like, I want my years back. She'll be 18, and my fear is that she's going to walk out the door and very rarely come back. And oh my God, I'm getting emotional. I can't believe this.
It's a little hard to have a 30-year-old right now because you always worry more than when they're little. The little you have them next to you, and when they're older, you don't have them next to you, they're far away. And sometimes you wonder if he ate, did he have enough sleep? You don't know if he's drinking, he's party, or he's just watching TV and eating a good dinner.
We had a lot of trouble getting pregnant, and we had to do infertility treatments, and I did IVF. And I just want her to know how wanted and how loved she is.
The most rewarding thing is probably making her laugh.
I think that the thing I most appreciate right now, looking at the two of them, is when they started interacting with each other. It's such a fulfilling thing to see that they're gonna have each other always. So I try to remind myself that when it gets really difficult and I feel overwhelmed.
I love being a mom because I'm not the only thing that matters in the world. And sometimes that makes life just a lot more interesting and full.
With having kids, you have to become responsible for someone other than yourself. Your decisions are based on not what you want, but what you need. So everything changes, everything.
My son called me every single day to tell me how I'm doing, what am I doing, what I cook for dinner. But it made me feel good that he called me every single day because we have a really good relationship.
Thank you for being the best mom.
This is my mom.
Let's prepare now for our meditation. I invite you to get comfortable in your seat. Close your eyes if you wish. Take a deep breath in. Release and let it go. And one more time, breathing in as if you're breathing in through your heart. And breathe out the love that you are. I invite you in this moment to tune in to your own heart space, to that still, small voice within you, to that still place at the very center of your being. Letting go of any outer distractions or concerns, any random thoughts. Breathe into your heart. Breathe into love. Feeling the love of God wash over you in this moment. The love of Mother God, of Father God, of your own mother, your own father. breathing into the space within you of perfect peace. I invite you to bring into your mind and heart your own mother. However ideal or less than ideal she may have been or may be. In this moment, breathe into your life connection with her and bless her. Appreciating the presence of the divine feminine in you, in her, and in all of our world. I invite you to hold this awareness of your own mother in your heart and mind, appreciating her for the life that she gave you, for the ways in which she shaped you, and send her a special blessing in the silence. On this Mother's Day, we are filled to overflowing with gratitude for our mothers, our mother figures, motherly love, all the angels who appeared in our lives and still do to love and support us. And for all of this, for this glorious life journey and the divine feminine cheering us on, we are grateful. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love. Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love.
This is the time in our service for the sharing of our love offering in support of this ministry and all the good works we are doing in the world. As you prepare your gift, I'd just like to share with you that we have received yet another award. And this actually goes to our prayer shawl ministry. I don't know if you're aware that Sandy Eckert, she was in the first service today, but if you know Sandy, be sure to thank and congratulate her. But the prayer shawl ministry gets together once a month, and this wonderful group, they knit and crochet prayer shawls, and then they send them out to people in need so they can kind of feel God's love around them and wrap up in that when they're having a rough time. So we actually have received a certificate of appreciation from Meals on Wheels of Chesapeake. We'd like to honor Unity Renaissance Church in recognition of outstanding dedication and valuable contribution in serving our community for 2019, because we're now teaming with them and sending the prayer shawls out when they deliver the Meals on Wheels. So another thing to be really grateful for and proud of here at Unity Renaissance. I know, right? Good stuff. Good stuff. So as you prepare your gift, just a quick reminder that you can also give via text message on your phone, and that number is
540-418-1228.
That's
540-418-1228. Text
All right. I invite you to hold your phone or your gift in your hand as we bless it together. Please join me now in our offertory blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Giving, it's giving back to you. Giving, it's giving back to you. Pressed down, shaking together, running over. Back in good measure, it's giving back to you.
And I appreciate all the angels here today. Angels that hold umbrellas for people walking in the rain, who make prayer shawls, who feed the hungry. There's so many of them, and we need to know that they're there so that we can notice them when they show up. So many angels out there, living right down the block. In my despair, in my distress, they show up. Sometimes they'll cook homemade dinner or just sit and talk. And without knowing, they show me the face of God. So many angels out there, so many angels out there, so many angels out there. I was boarding the plane when I got the call. I could hear my brother's voice shaking, saying, he's gone, he's gone, he's gone. In my tears I found my seat, and then a stranger next to me, she took my hand and she said, honey, hold on, hold on, hold on. So many angels out there, so many angels out there, so many angels out there. There was a girl who helped my mother in the old folks' home. She'd make her laugh, she'd brush her hair and put her makeup on. She didn't know she was my hero with her gentle ways. She had no fame, she had no money, but she was filled with grace. So many angels out there, so many angels
angels out there. So many 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 angels.
Heather Shook, everybody.
I forgot to warn you, after the first service, Marsha Austin said it's a 5-tissue Sunday. Will the ushers please come forward? All of you are angels. I hope you know that. Hope you feel that. So let's take a moment to turn within to gratitude. Aw, look at these little ones. Hi. Okay. It's just turning within and feeling the blessings of this day, feeling our oneness, our connection with Spirit, our connection with the divine, and with our mothers. We're so grateful for these gifts so generously shared in support of Unity Renaissance and all the ways in which we're making a difference in this world. And now we send them forth to continue to help us in transforming lives that transform the world. And so it is, and so we let it be. Thank you, God. Amen. Well done there, Jackie. Thank you, Tracy. Good job. Well, as is our tradition here on Mother's Day, the men have a little surprise for us. So I'd like to invite the men's group up to the platform to serenade us.
Guys. All right, moms. From the heart of the men of Unity. Humphrey wants y'all to get closer together so you can fit into the live stream.
Nervous now. Choke up.
You are so beautiful.
raised the bar. This is awesome. Thank you, guys. This is time in our service when we welcome those who are new to Unity Renaissance. If you're here today for the first, second, or third time, we invite you to raise your hand nice and high, holding up the appropriate number of fingers, 1, 2, or 3. Welcome. Wow, you even got up on stage and sang. That's impressive. 3 back here. Got a few over here. Keep them up. They'll get over to you. If you're here for the first time, there's a card in there. You fill that card out, take it into the bookstore, and you get a free CD, a copy of a previous service. If you're here for the second time today, you get 2 CDs. One is of positive, uplifting music from Empower Music and Arts. The other is Sacred Unity Prayers and Recordings. And if you're here for the third time today, back there, you get a copy of the Daily Word. So welcome to all of you who are new, and we look forward to seeing you again and again. Woohoo!
And every one of our services are just like this. You don't want to miss any of them. Okay, our new member ceremony is coming up on June 9th, and you have 2 more opportunities to take our required course, which is a 2-hour course, the Path to Discovery. And that will be tomorrow evening, 7 to 9, or Saturday, 10 to noon, and you sign up on the hall wall, please.
Yep. Hey, we're looking for some additional help to serve breakfast to the homeless. We call it Breakfast on the Streets. We're now doing it on the 1st and 3rd Saturday of each month. Your bulletin says the 3rd Sunday, but it's the 3rd Saturday. And we're looking for some additional help on this next 3rd Saturday of the month, which is this coming Saturday, May 18th. This is especially great for those early. Are you signing up, darling? Little guy. Anyway, get out there at 6 a.m., but it's really a beautiful thing, and you can just sign up on the hall wall, and we'll get more information to you.
Okay, and we're inviting you next Sunday after both services to stay because the Sisterhood is sponsoring their Smoothie Sunday, and all the proceeds from their offerings are going to the in-reach and outreach. In-reach helps everyone, or those who need within our congregation, and of course you all know the outreach. And speaking of outreach, we are still going to be collecting diapers until the 26th of May, so please bring any size, any brand, just so that they are disposable.
I'm very excited to share. We have a seminar coming up on Saturday, June the 1st. We're going to be hosting Reverend Harry Stock. His specialty is, he actually goes around the country providing this seminar about the scrolls revealed homosexuality in the Bible. He really digs deep into the ancient scrolls to debunk the myths and the falsehoods that have been told based on the Bible about attitudes towards homosexuality. I'm terribly excited about it. I think it's going to be wonderful to bring that here. We're kind of taking a stand and making it known how we feel here at Unity Renaissance. So this is, it'll be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's open to all friends, allies, family members, and members of the LGBTQ community. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., $30 for the day, includes your lunch. Please sign up on the hall wall. And now Richard has some announcements for us.
Hi, everybody. So it's Pazapalooza time. I was counting that this is, I think, our 10th or 11th Pazapalooza. And it was the first time that I was introduced to this congregation when we brought a Pazapalooza here, probably 11 years ago. And so it's a tradition here, and we're bringing back Eddie Watkins this year. So we like to bring back your favorites and introduce you to some new artists. So Gary Lynn Floyd, one of our newer artists, have been nominated the last couple years. Awesome guy, and then I'll be joining them. We call ourselves the Testosterone. Come out, see a little guy action on Saturday night. We'll be doing that. And to break a little tradition, because we want to introduce, we've got a lot of new people since last year, so we're going to make this a love offering. Tickets usually $20, but this year it's love offering. So let's come on out, give generously and support our Pazapalooza. Next Saturday, I want you to support Jennifer Farron. She's a good friend of ours that comes and fills in for me when I'm out of town. She's fabulous blues voice singer, and she's got a great message for us called Spectacular. That's the net title of her new CD. And she'll be giving a concert at 1 p.m. right after Smoothie Sunday.
So that's on
right
Sunday. On Sunday.
What did I say?
Saturday.
Okay. You guys knew we weren't having church on Saturday. So right after Smoothies, Jennifer Farron. And I want y'all, after service, to be sure to congratulate Nick Hill. Why? Because he is our new choir director. Yeah, Nick is a fabulous singer, but he teaches choir to middle school at Norfolk Middle School. He's been doing that, and he went to college for that. I forget what college. Norfolk State. Graduate of Norfolk State, and so we're really looking forward to a new season of choral music with the Unity Renaissance Singers. So thank you, Nick. Be sure to say hi to Nick after the service.
All right, congratulations! Great. Hey, one more announcement related to music. So we've convinced Eddie Watkins when he's here, he'll be part of the Pausapalooza, but we also asked, would he be willing to stay over and do another concert on Monday night? So he's going to do his Motown and Miracles. I don't know if any of you remember it, but oh my gosh, what a great, great time. He, you were going to say something about him playing.
For those of you that are not familiar with Eddie, he was in his 20s. He was playing on all the records that coming out of Motown. He was the bass player on I Will Survive, on the Pointer Sisters CDs and albums and hits, and with You I'm Born Again. A lot of those songs was Eddie playing bass, and he's going to bring his Motown experience and love for Motown in and mix it in with his Miracles, his new songs of spirituality. So it'll be great.
Yeah,
we might even have a dance floor.
Oh, yes.
And a disco ball.
Well, okay then. I love that idea. Now look at Penny, because she did that last time. Anyway, so that'll be Monday, June the 3rd at 7 p.m., and we're asking a $10 love offering for that. So that is it for, what? That's it for our announcements today, as far as I know anyway. And with that, we'll say goodbye to those who are watching online. Really appreciate your joining us today. I hope you have a fabulous Mother's Day, whether you're with your mom or not, but just feel that beautiful heart of love within you and enjoy. And we look forward to seeing you again next week. And with that, let's welcome in the children.
We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, we are walking, whoa, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking, whoa, we are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking in the light of